Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Code Paneer. Today in this video we will be discussing about data type, another data type which is char, and this is tutorial number 10 in the series of basics of C programming. So let's start our video. Before diving into the video, we will first have a look on overview for this lecture, that what we will be covering in this lecture. So the first topic that we will be touching is to introduce ourselves to the char data type by having a definition of this data type, and then in next part we will have a discussion on the format specifier for char, that how to print the values stored in the variable with data type char, and then we'll, by moving forward in the video, we'll see the syntax and ASCII values, and we'll talk about ASCII values in somewhat detailed manner, and at the end of the video we'll write some code in the Visual Studio IDE for our better understanding, and we'll see some special cases. Okay, so let's start our video. Stay tuned with us. Now, coming to the intro part of the char, which is the first topic for this lecture, the char. What is char? Okay, so char is nothing but again a data type in the C language, like integer, float, double. They all are a data type which I have discussed, or we have discussed in the previous tutorial. So in this tutorial we have a char. So char is a data type in C to store character like C, A6 and %. So you may be wondering here that how 6 can be character. So we look in the later part of this video that how 6 can act like as a character, and percentile, ampersand, asterisk, these all are considered as some special characters in C language. Okay, so that is how we define char. And then coming on to the memory size, so char uses the 1 byte of memory to store character. So if you have a variable name, say var1, and you have declared that variable with data type char, so that means that you will be able to store character value in the variable var1, and this variable will take 1 byte of memory, which is equivalent to 8 bits in the memory or in the RAM, to store that particular character which we have assigned to the variable. Okay, so now but in the case of integer, float, as we have talked in the previous tutorials, that it takes 4 byte, or it may depend on the computer architecture. So similarly here also it can depend on the computer architecture. Now moving forward, it can store only one character. So this is very important point for us, or to know that this data type, which is char, can only store one character. It cannot store more than one. So say you have declared a variable char equals to char var1 equals to a. Okay, so that means you will be able to store only a in the var1. You cannot store a and b in the same variable of the data type char. So for defining the two characters, you need to have two variables also. That means one variable can store only one character, or 1 byte of memory can store only one character in the case of data type char. Now talking about the format specifier for char, it is %C. So if you want to print the character value stored in the variable, then you should use the %C format specifier. So moving forward, what we have next is the syntax and ASCII values. So syntax is very simple, as same like the case of the integer, float and double. Just we need to change here that we need to write a char here, and then variable name, and then you can initialize it with letter A. The point to be noted here is that the each and every character, or the character which you are assigning the value to the variable, it should be inside single inverted comma. If you remove this, then you may get some garbage values, or you may have some errors also. Then put semicolon at the end, which is necessary to terminate a statement, as we have discussed again in the previous tutorials only. Now, so this is how we declare a variable name. Yeah. Now moving on to the next point, which is now we'll see that how 6 can act as characters. So please note here that 6 with data type int is different from the 6 with data type char. That means suppose you have a char with variable name, this is the name of the variable, and then you have initialized with 6, which is inside a single inverted comma, then that 6 will act as character only. That means it will just act as a b c d alphabets or characters. So if you will put any integer value inside single inverted comma, then in the C language it is considered to be again of character type. Now but if you will forget to put the single inverted comma, then that initialization will be wrong, because without inverted comma the integer is considered to be integer only, it cannot be considered as character. So if you want to have an integer to be acted as character, then you should put the inverted commas here, okay, single inverted comma. Now moving on to the what are ASCII values. So you know that computer only understand the binary language or machine language. So you may be wondering, or you can question here, that how the computer will read this a, because it is not a number integer, or it is not a binary language, but on the other hand it is a character value. So how the computer will be able to recognize that this is a. So to recognize that we have a ASCII values. So every character will associate a integer value, which is called ASCII values. And hence if these characters are associated to the integer value, say suppose for a suppose it is 65, okay, let's take example that the integer value that is associated with the character a is 65, okay, and now then this 65 will be called as the ASCII value for the character a. And so how it is helpful for the computer. So as we have a integer here associated with every character, like 65 here, so the computer or the compiler will be able to change this 65 integer value into the binary language. So that means here also conversion of high level language into machine language has been taken place. So finally the 65 values will be value 65 will be converted into binary number, and then that will be taken as an input to the processing unit or computer, and then computer will able to understand that and then execute the whole program. So that's how you can see here that ASCII values are very important in the C language, because if you are if you have no ASCII values, then you cannot do any type of computation with the character values. So in order to do computations with the character values, we need to have associated integer value, which is called ASCII value, and then further which is converted into binary language or binary numbers, which is combinations of zeros and ones, and then finally it is understandable by the computer. So that is all about the syntax and ASCII values. And so now at the final stage of the video, we'll move on to the Visual Studio IDE for our better understanding and make our hands dirty by writing some code. So let's move on to the Visual Studio IDE. So stay tuned with us. So welcome friends in this Visual Studio IDE. You can say that this is the code which was taught in the tutorial number 9. Now we are in tutorial number 10, so we will have new file name tutorial 10.c. Now you can see we have a file name tutorial 10.c. Now let's write our code from scratch and have some understanding. It should be include stdio.h, then int main here. Now we'll declare first the a variable with data type char, and we'll see that how to print its value. Okay, so let's start. As to the syntax is char, and then the variable name is say var1, and we need to initialize it like this inside a inverted comma. Say I initialize it with a. Now just print the value of this. At what is the value. So the format is specified, as we have talked in the slides, that the format is specified to print the char value is %c. So we'll put %c here, and now we'll write the var1 here, which is important. Now we'll say everything went fine. Yeah, went fine, and then we'll say return 0. Okay, so just save this code and compile it. just edit this. Okay, just compile it with gcc tutorial 10.c. Now you can see that it has compiled successfully, so just run this program and see the output. Yeah, it is taking some time, so we'll just wait for that. So you can see here the value or the character value associated with the var1 has printed here, which is a here as denoted. Now try compiling this without single inverted quotes. Okay, just compile this, or just save this first and try to compile it. Okay, yeah, we'll compile. So you can see here that we have an error saying a undeclared first used in this function char var1 equals to a. So basically it is not meaningful to us, but what it is actually saying that you need to put it like this. So you need to put it in single inverted comma, then it will be in a correct syntax. Okay, so we'll just put this in the single inverted comma and then it will not give error. Okay, so this is how we declare a variable. This is how we declare a variable here. And now we'll see that we cannot store more than one character in a single variable. So say that you write here b also. Okay, or you can say that if you want to print like this, like this. Okay, so you have stored two values here. Now just try to save this code and just compile this. Actually it has no meaning at all, so just for your convenience I will compile this. So you can see here that error is coming that expected this blah blah blah. So basically what it is saying that you cannot store two values in a single character, or you cannot store a string here. So if you want to again store ab in a single variable, then you will not be able to do this. So just save this code and just compile and see. We'll have our new terminal. Now compile it. Okay, and you can see here warning multi-character character constant. That means it is saying that it is multi-character, but according to this syntax of C or rule of C, we will be able to store only one character only. We cannot able to store a string or more than one character. So it is giving error or warning. If you want to go ahead, because it is just a warning, not an error, still you can go ahead and run this program, but just see the output, that what is the output of this program. It must be some as expected. The value for var1 should be printed as ab, but it has printed b, which is you can consider it as a garbage value because it has printed only one character only. Just run it once. So again it is giving value b. That means it is storing only value b. It is not storing c. So now just add c here and just compile. Okay, once more compile it and see. Again warning will come here, and we'll just ignore the warning and just go ahead and run this program. So you can see that c has came here. So what it is doing, that it is only storing the last character here. That means c it is storing in its var1 and it is printing the value c only. Okay, so that's how you cannot store more than one character here. Now if you want to print more than one character, then you need to define another variable. Say you want to print a and b, then you need to add here another format specifier for %c, and we need to put here again var2, and just try. You can give space here to look your code better, or even you can ignore that. Now just compile this. We'll have new terminal again. Just compile this. I hope I have saved this code. So you can see that now it has printed AB here. Okay, so this is how, if you want to print more than one character, then you need to define more than one variable also. But in the later stage of this course, we'll see that we will be able to store as much as characters we want in array. We'll talk about array in the upcoming videos in this course. So now moving forward in the video, we'll see how to print the ASCII values for the characters. So let's say that you have a variable var1 with initialized value character a in the inverted comma. So what we'll do is that we will try to print the ASCII values. So let's see that how to print the ASCII values for this. So just what we need to do is that add we are expecting a integer value. Suppose you want to print a ASCII value. So what is ASCII value? The integer value associated with the character A. So suppose that the integer value associated with the character A is 65. So how to print 65? As we are expecting the output to be 65, so we need a format specifier not as %c but as %d, and here var1 is already correct. So that means by doing this, what we are trying to convey the compiler that oh look, compiler, we have a variable whose name is var1 and we have initialized with a character A. Now I don't want to print that character A, but I want to print the ASCII value associated with this. So if true, if we want a ASCII value which is integers, so to be printed, so we need a format specifier of %d. So just move ahead and save this code and just try to compile and see the output that what it is giving actually. So you can see here no compilation error here. So that means whatever we have written or assumed, that all are correct. Now just move ahead and try to run the program. So it should be integer value, okay, and that will be the ASCII value. So in this case, the ASCII values for small a is 97. You can see it is an integer value. So this is how we print the ASCII value of any character. Now if you want to print the ASCII value of capital A, then just the code will remain same and just we need to interchange. We'll have a new terminal again. Now just compile, just run this. You will get 65, which is the ASCII value of the capital A character, okay. Now you can do opposite also. Suppose you declared a variable with int var1 as ASCII value of some number, right, some character, let's say 65, okay. So if I want to print a character associated with the ASCII value 65, then we need to change this format specifier from %d to %c, because we are expecting a character value as an output. So we'll just try save this code and just run it, okay. Let's see the output. No compilation error, and you can see that the letter A has been printed, which is the character associated with the ASCII value 65. So this is how we manipulate things in context of a character. So I hope you understand the concept of ASCII values, and that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. So please like the video and subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further update in this course. So that's it for today. Thanks and Jai Hind.